So in the last class we discussed about file system task. Okay. Now let me go for another big one, that is XML task. Okay. Now let us go and see. So let me rename the package as the next one is XML task. Okay. So let us see. So using this XML task, what we can do is, suppose if you want to, so there are some XML operations like if you want to merge two XML files, or if you want to find the difference between the XML files, then you have to go for this XML task. Okay. Now let us go and see what are the different operations available in this XML task. Now you can see in this XML task we have the, here also we have the operations. Now you can go and see we have the difference operation, merge operation, patch, validate, export and accessory. Okay. So let us see what these operations will do. Okay. Now diff operation is nothing but, so if you want to find the difference between the two XML files, okay, then you have to go for this diff operation. Now let me show you some example. So let me go for, so I have some sample XML files. So let me show you that. Okay. So let me go for, so we want to find the difference between the two files, no? Two XML files, no? Now let me show you that sample XML files. So we have the one of the XML is first copy is there. Okay. Now let me go for, now I have two XML files. Now you can see I have the first copy XML. So let me open this first XML file. Now you can see in this XML file I have a root node table. Okay, root node and child node. Under this we have three elements or three columns. Okay, Krishna, Kumar, Acharya. Now we have one more copy. So you can see here I have one more copy called second copy.xml is there. Let me open this. So here you can see we have four columns. Okay. Same child node is same, but we have four columns, means one column is extra, and you can see that the second column data is difference. Here you can see Krishna, Mohan, Machala, some city name Tirupati. Okay. So here it is three columns and second column is Kumar, and here second column is Mohan. Okay. So I want to find the difference between these two XML files. Okay. Then you can go and use this diff operation. Okay. So let me select the operation type as diff. Now, so what is your source? Okay, is first copy. So that is first file. So where is your first file is present? We need to locate it. Okay. So let me locate the first file, and you can see here source type. Here we have multiple options. So whether your file is XML is present inside a file, or is it the direct input, means you can copy that XML code. Direct input means you can copy the XML code. Okay. Or if your XML code is present inside a variable, we can go outside. Now my XML is present inside a file. Let me go and create a connection to that file. Is it the existing file? Yes. Now we can go and see under the drive. Okay, we have the diff XML. Now we have the first copy. Okay, diff XML dot first copy dot XML. Okay. Now what is the second file? Okay, with which file you want to compare? Now is that second file is present inside a file? Yes, that is also present inside a file. And now let me locate that second file also. Is it existing? Yes, it is existing. Go to the browser. Okay, go and look at the second file. Now let us go and see. We have the second copy.xml. Okay, let's click on OK. Now, so we have specified the first copy and the second copy. Okay, now if you find the difference, if you find the difference between these two, do you want to fade? Oh, I don't want to fade. Let it be false. And do you want to save the difference? Yes, I want to save the difference. Now you can see this is disabled now. This option is disabled now. Now as soon as if I select true, now you can see this is getting enabled. Yes, I want to save the difference. And now we can go and see that where you want to save. Okay, we have to specify where you want to save the difference. Now do you want to store it in a file? Yes. Let us go on. Save the difference. So do you want to create a file? Yes, I want to create it. Where you want to create? So let us go and create in the same folder. Okay. Now let us go and see. Let us give some diff underscore something like Krishna underscore okay, output dot XML file or maybe text file also get okay, dot XML diff underscore Krishna underscore output. Now in this file I want to store the difference. Okay, like this. That's it. Okay. So we have specified the source, we have specified the second, okay, we have specified the first file location, second file location, and after that I have stored the where I want to store the difference. I have specified that under the difference graph save like this. That's it. Now let us go and see. Now let us see this is a flexible task. Let us go and put diff underscore flexible task. Now let me execute this task. Now we can see we are able to find the difference. Okay. Now let us go for and see. Let us go to that particular folder. So diff XML. Now let us see. Do we have any file? Yes, we have diff underscore Krishna underscore is there. Now let us go and open it. Now you can see that. So this is the difference between those two files. What is? There is an addition of new column. That is add of column 4. The one column 4 is extra in the second one, and there is a change match for earlier it is the first file it is Kumar, in the second file it is Mohan. Okay, in the first file it is Kumar, but in the second file it is Mohan. So that is what it is showing as the difference. We can go and cross check. If I go for first copy, and if I go and open the second copy again, okay, now you can see that between the first copy and the second copy, one column is extra, and in the second file there is first file it is Kumar, second file it is Mohan. Now that is what it is showing in the difference. Okay, So if you want to find the difference between two XML files, then we have to go for this diff XML operation. Okay, like this. That is about diff XML. Now let me go for another operation. Now we have one more thing is we have patch. Okay. So what is this patch will do is, so after finding the difference, okay, after finding the difference between two XML files, do you want to attach the difference to the first file? Then we have to go for patch. Okay. So after finding the difference, we want to attach the difference part to the first file. Then we have to go for patch. Okay. Now you can see if I select patch, the layout is changed. And now we have to select the source. Okay. To which file you want to attach the difference, you have to select the source. Yes, I want to attach I want to compare the first copy. Okay. And now, what is the second operand? So is your second operand is present inside a file? Yes. And now what you want to attach? Whatever the difference I got, no? What is the difference I got? Where I am storing in the diff Krishna output. Okay. So this for the first file, I want to attach the difference. Do you want to save the result? Yes, I want to save the result. If it is true, now you can go and specify that where you want to store. Okay. So take the first file and take the difference between the first file and second file, and after attaching this difference to the first file, do you want to store it in the same file or do you want to store it in a new file? That is your wish. Now let me select the new file. Okay, after patching the difference, do you want to store it in a different file? Yes. Create file. Now we have one patch folder. Now let us go and see. Patch underscore Krishna. Oh, like this. Now let me put it in a data XML. Okay. Now that is your wish. If you want to patch it to the same file, we can go for select the same file. Now what I am doing is after patching, after appending the difference to the first file, put the data in a new file called patch of Krishna op1. If the file is already present, do you want to overwrite it? Yes, I want to overwrite it. That's it. Okay, we have to specify the source. What is the difference file? And we have to specify the yes, I want to save the result and where I want to save the result. That's it. Okay. Now let us go and see. Let me give the name as patch XML task. Let me go and execute this task. Now we can see we are able to patch it. Now let us go and see the data. So under this patch folder, so we have an output called patch underscore Krishna output is created. Now you can see for the first file, earlier it was 3 columns. Now the one more column is added, and earlier for the second column it is Kumar. Now it is Mohan is added. Okay. So this is how we can attach the difference. First of all, we can find the difference and attach the difference to the first file. That is this patch. Now we have one more operation called merge is there. Okay, we have one more operation called merge is there. What is this merge will do is we have one more operation called merge. Okay, if you want to combine the two XML files, if you want to combine the two XML files, then we have to go for merge operation. Okay, now let me show you some sample. If I want to combine the two XML files, then I have to go for merge. Now let us go for some sample data. So let me delete the unwanted files. Sorry for that. Okay. Now let me show you that I have one. Let me go for merge1.xml file. Now you can see that under this merge one I have for a root node. Let me see what is the merge to. Okay. So I have already the merge one. I have the book 107 is already there. Okay. The merge to again book 107 is coming. Now let me make it as some change. Now let me see one more file. Merge first copy and second copy. Okay. Now let me see. So this merge one and merge two. Let me take the merge one and merge two only. Okay. So let us go and open this merge one. Let me remove that. Let me modify that first file. I can open in the notepad. Now let me remove this last. Okay. So let me remove this last. Okay, let me save it. So now I have two XML files. In the first file I have 1, 2, 3 nodes. Okay. And in the second file, you can see here in the second file, I have one more node is there. Okay. So in the first file, I have 101, 102, 106. In the second file, I have 107 book date. Okay. Now let us go and see. What I want to do is I want to merge these two XML files. Okay. I want to merge these two XML files. Then you have to go for this merge operation. Okay, they can go and take this merge operation. Now let us specify the source, that is the first file, and the source type is file. Yes, that is file. Now let me go on create a connection to the first file. So if drive we have merge. Now you can see. Let me take the merge1.xml. Okay, and now what is the second file? You can see second operand is there. So is it your second file is a direct file, direct XML? No, that is also in a file. Now let us select the second file. So let me go for new file connection and let us select the is it existing? Yes. Now let me go for merge to. Okay, merge underscore merge2.xml. Click on OK. Now, so my first file is ready, second file is ready. Okay. Now we have to specify that we have to go to the merge options. We have to specify where you want to merge. You have to specify the location. Okay. You can go and see. So catalog is the root name and book is the child node. Okay. So where you want to merge? So I want to merge under the parent node, that is catalog, as one more sub node, as a one more child node. Okay. So my parent node, root node name is catalog, and the one of the these are all different child nodes. Now I want to add this also as one of the child node under the catalog. Okay. So that is what we have to go and specify there. Okay. Now we have to specify the path where you want to add this file. Okay. Now let me specify, yes, I want to add under the catalog. Okay, like this. Under the catalog to node. Now after adding, do you want to save the result? Yes, I want to save the result. So here again we can, that is your wish, whether you can select the same first file or do you want to save it in a different file, you can go and save it, locate the different file. So let me take a new file connection. Now let me create a new file and browse. So in the same merge folder, let me add it. Let us say merge underscore return output dot XML. Now, after merging, I want to add it to a new file, and if the file is already present, do you want to overwrite? Yes. Okay. So, what we have done is we have selected the source and we have selected the second file, first file, and second file. And after concatenating or combining, where I want to store, I want to store in this file. And in that file, where I want to add under my parent node, under the parent node. That's it. Now let us go and give some name to our task as merge summary task. Now let us see whether we were able to execute or not. Now you can see we are able to merge the two files. Now let us go to the destination folder and see under the merge. So do we have an output called merge Krishna? Output is there. Open it. Now you can see that it was book 107, that is merge to file is added under the catalog, parent node catalog as one of the sub-child node. Okay, like this. Now let me show you one more example. So let me show you one more example under this. Now let us see that we have one more input called merge input first. Now here if you observe, I have two nodes and the second node contains ID, author, title, genre and price. Okay, ID, author, title, genre and price. Now you can see the first node contains ID, author, title, genre, but the price information is missing. Okay, ID, author, title, genre, but the price information is missing. Okay, now let us say that my customer has sent the price information separately. Now you can see in the first file price information is not there. In the second file my customer is sending the price information. Okay. Now I want to add this information here. I want to add the price, but where I want to add? I want to add under the catalog under the first book. Okay, under the first book I need to add. Now let us see how we can add that. Okay, so let me take one more XML task. Okay, now let me open it. Now let us specify the. Let us select the operation as merge. Okay. Let's see. So let me select the source one as first file. So is it existing? Yes. What is the file? Merge input first. Okay. Now what is the second operand? My second operand is it also present in the file? Yes. So where it is present, create a connection. Okay. So is it existing? Yes. Browse. Now you can go and see what is that one. That is merge second dot copy. Okay. only the price information is there. Okay. Now after that, we have to specify where you want to copy. Okay. So in that first file, okay, in which location is, whether under the parent node or under the one of the child node. Okay. Now I want to add under the one of the child node. Then you can go and specify the parent node slash where you want to add under the first book, no? Where you want to add under the first book, no? Now you can see under the first book. Okay. Now in this case, you can go and write catalog slash one. If you want to add under the first book, you can go and specify like this. Okay. Or you can specify the ID value of the book. I will show you that one also. Now after saving, where you want to store. If you want to restore the first file itself, then you can go and select yes. Do you want to save the result? Yes. Or do you want to, after merging, do you want to save it in the same first file? You can go and select the save file. Instead of storing it in a different file, if you want to store it in the same first file, you can go and select the first file. Let me, if it is already present, do you want to overwrite? Yes. That's it. Okay, we have specified the first file or the second file containing only price information. And after that, we have specified where I want to store under the parent node under the first book. The book of one is first book information. Okay. Now, after saving it, I want to restore back to the first file. Okay, click on it. Now let us go and write. Let's store XML task. Now we can let me go and execute this. Let us see whether it will succeed or not. Now we can see we are able to succeed. Now let us go and see the first file again. So we have copied back to the first file. Now you can let us see. Let me open this. Now you can see that the price information is present now. Okay, the price information is combined now. Okay, like this. Okay. So either you can specify the. Now you can go and see. Let me open it with the notepad. Now let me remove this information one more time. So let me save it. Now either you can specify the book of one or you can go and specify like. So this is also valid, or one more type is either you can specify book of one or you can use the book ID number. Either you can write book of one or what is the book ID? Yes, book ID is BK101. No? Either I can give this information. Okay, I can go and specify like book. Okay, book of ID equal to BK101. Okay, I can go and put like ID value equal to BK101, but ID we have to pass this as a parameter. At the rate ID equal to book ID 101. Okay, ID equal to BK101, but we have to pass it as a parameter. ID equal to at the rate ID equal to BK101. That's it. So either you can specify the position or you can specify the call that ID, call that book with the ID value. Now you can see we are able to generate. Now you can go and see the merge input file, first file. Now you can see the price information is again added here like this. So that is how we can apply the merge between the, if you want to combine two XML files, then we can go for merge operation. Patch operation, when we'll go, that also will do the concatenate, combine, but if you want to merge the difference, okay, to the original document, then you have to go for patch. But actually, if you want to combine two different XML files, then you have to go for merge operation. Okay, that is the difference between the patch and the merge. Both will do the concatenation, but when we will use patches, after finding the difference between two XML files, we can go for patch. Okay? But merge is different concept. If you want to combine two XML files, then you can go for merge. Okay, just a minute. Okay.
Sir, can you please explain again patch and
Yes.
merge? I mean the difference.
So when we are applying the patch, first of all, we are finding the difference between two XML files. Okay. That
Then we will be
then if
saving.
that different document we are applying to the first one.
Yeah.
That is called patching. Okay. After finding the difference, that difference, whatever difference we have got now, that we are attaching to the first file. That is called patch. But here merge means we are just combining the two XML files.
So whatever the data is missing, we'll be combining or.
Yes, means not the data missing. If you data missing combining is called patch, or if you want without any condition, if you want to merge two files, means it is like a concatenate. So first file contain 3 rows, second file contain 2 rows. So 3 plus 2, 5 rows.
5.
That is called merging, union of.
Okay.
But patch is different. After finding the difference, that different document you are attaching to the main document.
Okay.
That is called patch. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Now let me go for validate. So validate is nothing but, so if you want to validate your XML file, okay, validate of XML file is nothing but, so like for a SQL table, for any table, there will be some table definition. No? So how many columns are there and what type of data is allowed on each column. Okay, so that is called, that we will define the data types and the columns we will define the table structure. No? So like that, your XML file also will have the schema definition file. We have the XML schema definition file. And this validate, okay. So this validate function is checking that whether your XML file, XML data is following the schema definition file of that XML file or not. Okay. So whether your XML data is following the schema definition file or not. That is called validation. Now let me show you some sample. Now we can see that I have some sample file. Let us take some first copy. So I have some 4 columns are there in this file. Okay. Now let us see the schema definition of this file. Now we have one first copy schema definition file. XSD is nothing but schema definition. Okay, now let us see. I'm opening that schema definition file. So let us see what is there inside it. Now let us go for and open that. Now you can see here also we have 4 columns. Okay, and all of them are string data type. All of them are string data type. Okay. Now suppose now let us see here also in this XML file also we have the 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So here also we have 4 columns and all are forming the string data type or not? Yes, all are having the string data type. Okay. Now if I do the validation for this XML file, it should show that yes, true. Validation is passed like that. Okay. Now let us go and see. Let us go for and go to this. Now let me select the validate. Now which file you want to validate, where it is present. Let me go for create a connection. Is it existing file? Yes. What are the time? Now you can see I have the first copy. Okay. Now, so with which operand you want to test it means what is the second file? Means second file is a schema definition file. No? You can see validation type is XSD is there, schema definition file, XML schema definition file. So how I got this is I got it from the Google. But in real time, your customer will give this schema definition. Okay. Or you can generate it on your own also. Okay. So mostly the customer will give you this XML schema definition file also for it to validate. Okay. Now let me see whether the schema definition is also present in a file. Yes. Where it is present, you can go and create a connection to that. Is it existing file? Yes. Now you can go and see I have this existing schema definition. Now after validating, okay, do you want to save the result? Yes. In which file you want to save the result? Let me create a connection. So let me create a new file. So let me create a file and browse. So let us see the Krishna, okay, validate, okay, underscore Krishna.txt. So it will just say true or false. That's it. So if it is passed the validation or not. If it is passed the validation or not, that's it. That's what it is. Now let me, if this file is already present, do you want to overwrite? Yes. Okay, that's it. So we have specified the first source. First of all, we have selected the validation operation type as validate. We have selected our first source. And what is the XSD file you want to compare? And validation type I have by default is schema definition file. And after validating where you want to store the result, whether it is true or false, where you want to store under the file validate underscore. Now let us see. Now let me go and execute this. Now you can see whether we are able to validate or not. Yes, we are able to validate. Now let us see the result. Now let us go to the folder. Now you can see with the validate underscore Krishna. Yes, it is there. Now let us go and see. You can see it is showing it as true or not. Yes, it is showing it as true. Okay. So both are having the 4 columns and both are having the same data type as string type. Okay. Now let us say that we have the multiple data types. One more is price, decimal is there. Let us see that we have where it is there. And now you can see we have one more data type. Now let me go on see. I have closed everything. Now let us go on. Let me change this. Now let us see that. Let me show you one more example. Now we have the first copy and we have any merge one file. We don't have the merge one file. Okay. So we have first copy and first copy XSD file. Now let us go and see this. Okay. Or let us go and say it as first copy XSD. So let me open it. Now let me go and open the uh, XSD file one more time. So it has opened this. Okay. Now let me go for close this XSD file. Okay. Now let me go and open this first copy XSD. Now let us see whether I can update or modify this, or whether I can modify this or update this. sometimes it is I just want to view that. Now you can see I was able to see the columns. Now let me say that. So let me say from this string to I want to change it into decimal format. Okay. So here in the definition, let me specify it as either it as decimal or integer. So if you want to specify it as integer, we have to go and specify like unsigned byte. Okay. So here in the XSD file, what I'm doing is let me save it. What I'm doing, I am space changing the data type of fourth column as integer value. Unsigned byte is integer. Okay. Now, if I go and do the validation now, so in the XML file, it actually 4 string files are there. In the XML file, we have 4 columns are string data is there. Okay, but in the XSD file, the fourth column is a integer data type. Now let us see whether it will show the true or false. Now you can go and see. So the result, let us say Krishna result is there now. So validate Krishna.txt. Now you can see it is showing the validation as false. Okay. So that is how the validation will work. It will just validate your XML file is following the schema definition file or not. Now let me go and take one more XML task, that is export. Now let me go and take one more operation, that is export. Okay. So what is this export? As the name suggests, if you want to retrieve a particular part of an XML file, okay, if you want to retrieve a part of an XML file, then you have to go for this export operation. Export operation. Okay, like a substring in SQL, like a substring. If you want to retrieve a part of an XML file by specifying the path, okay, then let us see with example. Let us go and show some example. Okay, now let us go and see some input file. Now let us see, we have one export input file. Let us go and see. So we have this file here, okay, which contains an XML file with 3 different node files. Okay, suppose if I want to retrieve the first file, book 101 information separately. Okay, if I want to include the first file information separately, then let us see how we can do that. But where is your source file? Let me create a connection. Is it existing file? Yes. Now let me go for F drive. We have one export folder. Under this we have an input. So export input file. Okay, click select this. Okay. And after that we have to specify the second operand. Is which part of the XML file you want to retrieve. Okay. So let us go and specify that part of the XML file as. So that part of the XML file is present under the parent node is catalog. Under this, which file you want to retrieve? Book 101 or book 1. You can go and specify the part as catalog. Okay. Under this, I want to retrieve the book 1 information. Okay. Here you specify the book name like this. Okay, book name. And where you want to store, let us specify that. Do you want to, after retrieving, do you want to store it in a new file? Yes, I want to store it. Where you have to specify the path. Now let us say xpath underscore. Do you want to create it? Yes, I want to create a new file. Now under the same xpath folder, let me go and create a xpath underscore Krishna underscore out dot xml. Okay. Now I have specified the path also. You want to, if the file is already present, do you want to overwrite? Yes. That's it. Okay. Now you can see here we have an xpath operation. So do you want to retrieve the information about the evaluation version? Then you can go on like this. Or do you want to retrieve the node information? Yes, I want to retrieve the node information. Then you can go and specify like this. Okay. So what you want to retrieve? Whether you want to show the evaluation version, or do you want to retrieve the entire node list, or do you want to retrieve the values of the node list? You can go and specify the values also. Now let us see one by one. Okay. Now let us go and run it as xpath XML task. Now let me go and execute this. Now you can see it was able to execute. Now let us go and see the output file under the same xpath underscore Krishna. Is there any file is there? Yes, we have the xpath underscore Krishna output file. Now you can see we are able to retrieve the part of a file. The first file, book one. Okay. So that is how the xpath is used. Okay. Now let me show you one more example. Copy, paste it. Now if I select the value list, then what will happen? Let us see. It will store only the values. Okay. So in here you got the output like, okay, uh, along with the node list. No? Now let us see how it will be stored. Now it is executing. So only the values will be get stored there. Okay, no nodes. The node list won't be there, like a starting of the author, ending of the author, the tags won't be shown now. Okay, it won't show now. Let us go and see how it will shows. Now let us see xpath Krishna output.xml file. Let me open it. Now you can see we are not able to open it also. Why? Because it is not an XML format. Okay, so let me try to open with a notepad. Because the data is not in an XML format, no? So that's why we are not able to open it. Now you can see it will contain only the values. Okay, so these are all the values. That is first file book 101. Under this, Matthew is the author, XML developer guide. You can see here Matthew XML developer guide, computer, and 44.9 like this. So if you want to retrieve only the values, you can go for that values here. Book 1 values. If you go for node list, it will retrieve the entire along with the nodes. Now we have one more version called evaluation version. Is there. What is, it will give some version ID. Okay, so which way we cannot analyze that one. Let us go and see. it will give some information about the evaluation version. That's it. Okay, now we can go and see. Open it with the XML file, with the notepad file. Now you can see some internal expert selection iterator evaluation version it is giving us. Okay, like this. So that is the meaning of node list values and the evaluation version. Now let me show one more thing in this. Let me copy and paste it. Now here either you can specify the book of one or book of @id equal to bk101. Okay. In that I want to retrieve, now let us say not in the book one, I want to retrieve all the books author information, each and every book author information. Okay. I don't want to retrieve about a particular book information. I just want to retrieve the all the author information. Then you have to go and specify author like this. Okay. So in your XML file we have the in this book we have the author, in this book we have the author, in this book we have the author. I want to retrieve all the author informations. Then you have to go and write like this. Parent node slash child node slash, but I have not given the child node number. I'm not giving the child node number. I've just given the child node name, and I want to retrieve all the authors. Okay, now let us go on. Now let us go and execute this. Now you can see. Let us go and open it. Now you can see that it is able to. Let me open with Notepad. Now you can see we are able to retrieve the all the author information like this. This is the book 1 author, book 2 author, book 3 author like this. Okay, so like this we can use this export task to retrieve a part of an XML file. We can go and use this export task. Okay, so this is the frequently used export XML file operations, export XML task operations. Okay, can I stop now?
Okay, sir.